$68.7 billion. A number that will reverberate through gaming history forever, and the number that Microsoft is trying to acquire Activision Blizzard for. Announced on January 18th, 2022 by head of Xbox Phil Spencer himself, Microsoft announced their plans to buy Activision Blizzard, including all of their studios from Blizzard Entertainment to Infinity Ward and even King, the makers of Candy Crush, and of course all their biggest IP from Call of Duty to Warcraft, from Tony Hawk to Overwatch, Spyro, and even perhaps one of the most iconic PlayStation characters of all time, Crash Bandicoot. But it's not all quite locked in just yet. Our own US editor-in-chief Lance pointed out on Twitter that this acquisition could face an uphill battle with the FTC, as they'll want to make sure that Microsoft aren't creating a monopoly here. But Microsoft still seem confident that the acquisition will go through. A statement from Phil Spencer says that we expect the acquisition to close in the 2023 financial year. And the fact that both companies have come out and announced this so publicly, it seems like this actually will happen. So what does this mean for Game Pass, Call of Duty? What does it mean for PlayStation players? Well, to answer those questions, I had to get in the big guns. Senior gaming writer Adam Vajestka. Adam, how you doing?
I'm good. Very excited.
Very excited indeed. Listen, first question, will this deal actually go through?
I believe so. If you actually look at where Microsoft is in terms of gaming revenue, and you take out Microsoft as a whole with its Surface products, it's not the leader by any stretch of imagination. That's Tencent, that's Sony. No, we're all above them when it comes to gaming revenue. So it's not like the leader of the market is therefore getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So I think it will go through. And the fact that they announced it as clearly as they did on the website, and as we saw, it shows me they have confidence that, yeah, it's not going to be a problem.
Well, I hope you're right. I hope you're right indeed. I think a big question a lot of people are going to have then is, what does this mean for Call of Duty? Is it going Xbox exclusive, do we think?
I think yes, but not for quite some time. And if you look at the takeover of Bethesda, that kind of gives us a really good foundation of how Microsoft are going to play this. There are existing contracts. They're years in the making, and they're going to run. And those contracts will have to be honored. We saw this with Deathloop. Mm-hmm. We've seen it with Ghostwire Tokyo. Games that have already been agreed to come to PlayStation will come to PlayStation. Obviously, that's not going to affect Microsoft, because if you're buying Call of Duty on PlayStation, that money, instead of going to Activision Blizzard, will now go to Microsoft. However, as we've also seen with the Bethesda purchase, we will slowly start to see these studios that Microsoft have bought making exclusive content for Xbox. Specifically, any device where you can get Xbox Game Pass, PC, mobile, and console. Now, Call of Duty, I honestly think it'll be many years before it does go exclusive, and I honestly think it won't be as simple as one of the annual releases just being like, hey, next Call of Duty only on Xbox and PC. Mm-hmm. I think we'll see a couple of spin-offs. I think we'll see more exclusive content. For example, PlayStation has had a licensing deal since the PS4, basically, exclusive maps a year early, exclusive modes sometimes. Those will all shift once those contracts ends. And more importantly, if you're a Call of Duty fan, let's remember the average gamer probably buys about 3 or 4 games a year. They're not like me and you or people watching this program who get games galore. If you get Call of Duty as part of Game Pass every single year, and you also get access to 200 to 300 plus games, discover more genres you like, why would you not go for that? It just sells itself.
Absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. And finally then, what do you think this means for PlayStation? We've heard rumors that PlayStation are working on their own version of Game Pass. Do you think that still happens? How expensive do you think it is? What are PlayStation going to do now?
This is one of the most interesting conversations for me, regardless of will PlayStation lose Call of Duty or not. This, compared to Game Pass, we know it's happening. It definitely is. There's no reason why Sony wouldn't offer their own competitor to Game Pass, but it has changed the conversation. It's changed what Sony will have to do. Whatever Sony is going to offer might include like backward compatibility, so you can play PS3 games again, PS2 games, and that was going to be one of the highest tiers. But fundamentally, any tier that Sony was going to make wasn't going to include first-party games. Now, as we know, Microsoft's first-party content goes straight onto Game Pass day one. Sony sells its first-party games, which are fantastic, for $70 or £70. Sony, in my opinion, now has to put its games into its subscription service. It will not want to do that, because why would it want someone paying, let's say, $15 a month or whatever, instead of going £70 per purchase? But it has to. Because what can it do now? What can Sony possibly offer other than back compat, which in my opinion isn't going to be enhanced like it is on the Xbox version? I can't see them bringing something like FPS boost. I can't see them doing auto HDR. It's just going to be, okay, you can play these games again, great. These are old games. I love old games, but it's nice when they get enhanced as well. What can they do? If it's just Game Pass again with maybe 1 or 2 different games, you're going to choose that over having a service which gives you Xbox games, Bethesda games, and soon Activision Blizzard games. You're just not. And that's, in my opinion, if you're a Sony executive right now, you're sweating a bit. You are sweating a bit.
I can't imagine what those Zoom calls were like this week.
A lot of shouting, a lot of panicking.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's changed. Xbox Game Pass was already in a fantastic position. We've seen it's just reached 25 million subscribers.
Yeah.
We've heard that PS Now, which is a weaker competitor, but it's still a similar service, is hovering around over 3 million. That's a huge gap considering PlayStation Now has been around for years compared to Game Pass. It's been around a lot longer, and it shows that Sony hasn't really done enough to inspire people to do it, especially with a bigger install base. It should have more subscribers. It should be more popular, and it isn't. Yeah, the future's bright for Xbox Game Pass.
Well, we will see. We will see. Well, there it is. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of the biggest gaming acquisition of all time. I can't wait to read your comments on this one, genuinely. And finally, remember you can head over to techradar.com/gaming for all the latest gaming news and reviews.